Okay, right. This song has a fun story behind it, but I'll tell it to you after the song's over, because if I tell it to you now, it'll ruin the whole song. I got a couple like that. You know, most of the time, you tell your stories about your songs before you do them, but some of them you just can't do that, you know, but this is one of them. You knelt down on your knee and looked straight up at me. You opened up that ring box as I stood there in shock. I said, what am I supposed to do with that little thingamajig? If you think you're gonna marry me, it better be. Baby, I was born on a big holiday. I'm used to living in a real big way. If you think you're gonna put that little thing on my hand, look out for Daddy, he's a real big man. Big diamonds, big dollars, big dreams. I'm a real big fan of great big things. Big parties, big mansions, big wigs. I don't give a flying flip whatever it is. If you're gonna give it to me, baby, it better be big. I can see me driving in a big black Lexus, a Rolex on my wrist about the size of Texas. I'm flying down the road with a big smile on my face. I'm satisfied with my extravagant taste. Big diamonds, big dollars, big dreams. I'm a real big fan of great big things. Big parties, big mansions, big wigs. I don't give a flying flip whatever it is. If you're gonna give it to me, baby, it better be big. Big solo. You can take that little run back to the pawn shop. You won't see me shed one tiny teardrop. Don't mean to break your heart, don't mean to let you down, but baby, you don't get my but baby, you don't get what makes my world go round. Big diamonds, big dollars, big dreams. I'm a real big fan of great big things. Big parties, big mansions, big wigs. I don't give a flying flip whatever it is. If you're gonna give it to me, baby, it better be big. Humongous. Gigantic. Yeah, now that's what I'm talking about. It better be big. A big ending. Kind of got tongue-tied on that one, but here's the story behind it. Okay, there's a video out on that. Of course, there's a video on Rock Me. There's a video on Better Be Big. Oh, and there's a video of Patty Loveless singing Hurt Me Bad in a Real Good Way. But so some friends of ours had this fabulous, magnificent mansion in Governor's Club. It's a gated golf course community. And they fell in love with this song, and they're just great friends. So they said, hey, you should come and do your video at our house. So they were good friends with the people at the Rolls Royce place. They got all these Rolls Royces and Bentleys and Mercedes and parked it all over, invited all their friends, had a big spread of food for all of us. It was really fun. And but we noticed that the guy, as the night wore on, he was kind of a little edgy. And but, you know, that's to be expected. Anytime you're shooting a video, it can get to be a long day. But we got it done. And he was actually married to a girl that was the daughter of Raymond's best friend. So in the video, when you see it, she's got on a lime green dress, and she really fits it when it says it better be big, because she's got a great shape. And he's real muscular too. I mean, he lifts weights and everything. But so I come sliding down the stairway, you know, and snuggle up to him. And when it talks about look out for daddy, he's a real big man, and he's kind of the person I was sort of flirting with throughout the movie. And but guess what? About a year later, I was getting my hair done, and my hairdresser's sister, who's also a hairdresser, she was doing my hair. She goes, "Wasn't that very interesting about the about that murder in that house where we did the video?" And I went, What? It's been so long. I was like, "What house that we did the video?" She goes, "You know, with all the big cars and all of that, you know." And I went, "Oh yeah, it better be big, right? Yeah." And she said, "The murder." I went, "Wait a minute, was that the murder that I heard about on TV?" She said, "Yes." He went berserk. Let me see, how was it? He stabbed his wife to death. It was horrible. He killed her. And her father saw what was going on, and he came up and tried to, stop Jerry. And Jerry turned around and that's his name, is Jerry. He turned around and started trying to stab the father, but the father got a couple of shots off and it killed Jerry. But by then his daughter was already gone. Now wait a minute, that's not the same girl that was our friend in the green dress. She's still alive and well, but she divorced him. She had already divorced him because he had kind of knocked her around a little, and he went to an anger management program, but it obviously didn't work. But it was a horrible, horrible story. It's just weird. We have and I did a show with someone else, and I was telling this story after my song, because I would never tell this story before the song. Anyway, I was telling the story, and one of the other people on the show, Keith Burns, after I told the story, he goes, "I sang at his funeral." I went, "You're kidding me." He goes, "No, I went to school with him. He was actually a pretty nice guy, but he'd kind of gotten into some stuff, and they said it was like steroid rage. So don't do steroids." No. Let me think. Oh, I want to do this one for Margie. She loves this song. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm so high tech, as you noticed this afternoon. I was really thinking about singing this song this afternoon because it's so, I don't know, the way things are these days, it did make me think of this song. But I went with Deeper Waters because, like I said, that's the song that brought me to the Cayman Islands with the Wounded Warriors and the Underwater Warriors. And if I hadn't been there, I wouldn't have had a chance to meet you and spend all that beautiful time with you. And so that's why I went with Deeper Waters, it's also one of my favorite songs too. But this is another one. It reminds me of the fact that, each day that we have is just so precious. We never know what's going to be happening next in our lives. Like we were talking about today, God has just kind of slowed down the whole world and given us a moment to think about how precious life is. And just look inside of ourselves and see, what we can do to be a better person. And there's lots of ways, believe me. I'm constantly searching myself. But I wanted to sing this one for you. I still taste his kiss Feel the fire in his touch and the love that I miss. Hear those three little words each time he said goodbye. It's like he always knew what I now realize. There's a last time for everything, a tomorrow that never comes, a moment you never dreamed could leave so many dreams undone. One thing in life is certain, it's not as certain as it seems. So while there's blue sky above you, take the time to say I love you. 'Cause there's a last time for everything. The days we are given are precious and few. Savor each sunrise, whatever you do. Don't let the sun set on the slightest regret. Make beautiful memories and never forget. There's a last time for everything, a tomorrow that never comes, a moment you never dreamed could leave so many dreams undone. One thing in life is certain, it's not as certain as it seems. So while there's blue sky above you, take the time to say I love you. 'Cause there's a last time for everything. Ooh, ooh, ooh. One thing in life is certain, it's not as certain as it seems. So while there's blue sky above you, take the time to say I love you. 'Cause there's a last time for everything. Thank you, Art. Thank you for asking me to do this. I have enjoyed it so much. And thank you, Margie Geddes, for introducing me to Art. I treasure your friendships, both of you, so much. And I love you very much. Can't wait to see you real soon. Mwah.